Alright, first of all, why do you think the riots happened?
Well, obviously it started with the shooting of that guy up in North London, but after that I think it was just an excuse because it was opportunistic criminality. So yeah.
Do you think what happened was right?
No, of course it wasn't. It was just people that had too much time on their hands, wanted free goods, wanted to mess up London a little bit. It's definitely wrong.
Do you think the police dealt with it in the correct way?
Well, I think to begin with, a lot of people are blaming the police, but it's not really their fault because they're hugely outnumbered. And the police officers that there's only like 5 in 1,000 that are trained for these kind of riots. So I don't think they really had much, do you know what I mean? They didn't have much.
Experience.
Yeah, experience, exactly.
If there could have been any changes, what do you think they should have done better?
They should have started using like rubber bullets and that water hose thing everyone was going on about. They should have dealt with it properly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think the next step should be?
That was just fixing up all the buildings, punishing the people that have been caught. That's it really, making sure people feel safe in their streets. That's it really. Everyone look out for each other.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time.
It's alright. Right, thank you. Really. Everyone look out for each other.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time.
It's alright. Right, thank you.
Okay, basically I think it was terrible, to be honest, and I'm ashamed that it was people who are our age, like the same age as us, because if you think about it, it was unnecessary, and for the reason that it happened, it was just ridiculous. It just makes me upset to think that people my age are going around doing stupid things like that. It was unnecessary, unneeded, and just ridiculous, to be honest.
Do you think the way it was dealt with was good, bad?
I think the police weren't really doing nothing about it.
It looked like they weren't bothered because there was too much going on to like calm it down.
Yeah, I think they just needed more policemen, and the day that the riots went down, that's when the police came out, and I thought that was stupid as well. I think they needed more, and even the law I think is stupid that you can't even attack the people that are going around doing this. I think it's just stupid.
And what do you think the police could have done better to improve the whole situation?
Probably get their act together, to be honest, and do what they're supposed to be doing, and actually stopping the people because they weren't. People are walking past policemen and they're doing what they shouldn't be doing, but the policemen are standing there, and they shouldn't just be standing there.
And what do you think the next step is?
What do you think what? Sorry?
The next step is, like, from now the riots have happened, what do you think is going to happen next? What should happen?
I think it's just all gonna be finished because once they've done what they want to do, there's nothing that they can do because they've destroyed what they want to destroy, and it's like they have nothing else to do.
Yeah?
What do you think the next step?
I think, yeah, I agree with her, it's just going to stop now. And because the reason it happened is because one guy got shot in Tottenham. If you ask the people who were looting in Croydon who that guy was, they won't know his name. So, no, I think it's just stupid, unnecessary.
Alright, cool. Thank you very much for coming.
Hi Mikel, thanks for coming down today. We have a couple of questions to ask you in regards to the riots.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are your thoughts on the riots?
My thoughts? What I think about the riots. First of all, I think what happened, I feel like it was terrible for the people who was directly involved, that people who were victimized because of it, and people who had a lot of heartache from it. My thoughts about the riots, I feel like it was something that was waiting to happen in England, especially among the youths, especially among the impoverished people who have been bottling up anger for a long time. But I feel like I definitely thought it was something that was bound to happen with the kind of things that's been going on in our society. So yeah, that's my thoughts. It's a terrible thing to look at, but it's an inevitable thing in my view. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned that you felt it was going to happen, it was long overdue, there's a lot of kind of bottled up anger. So I mean, why did you kind of think it happened?
Well, it happened, it was sparked. What sparked the gas was the one, obviously, the killing of Mark Duggan at the protest. No one was heard. And so, you know, allegedly a young girl was beaten by the police, and then that sparked that riot, which led to domino effects. But like I said, that was the only spark. That was only the spark in the gas that was in the air. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, and what's responsible for the gas being in the air in the first place is the kind of the long, like I said, the long bottled up feelings of the impoverished people, but two, also the youths in general, because you saw earlier on in the year, you know, a lot of white middle class youths protesting in a more functional manner, but still protesting with anger as well. So it just shows you the general upset amongst the youth community as well. And yeah, also currently with the way things are happening in our society, I feel like it was just bound to happen. So yeah.
I mean, what would you say the next steps? I mean, that's the crucial question.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think the next step is, well, going by what the government have been saying and how they're trying to make it look, which is gangs, criminals, thugs, and it's obviously none of the sort. Yes, those people are involved, but it's an amalgamation of so many different kinds of people that you can never just direct it. So right now they're trying to get the whole community against youths, and especially black youth as well. And so the next step is for youths as a community to unite. You know what I'm saying? Because if everyone else is against them, they themselves need to unite. One, to not just to prove the people or the powers that be wrong, but to prove to themselves, if they want to get themselves anywhere else in life, they need to band together, because obviously this government isn't for them. So that's the next step. People need to join together and progressively move forward. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your thoughts.
Alright. Okay. What's your thoughts about the riots?
I think the riots are thoughtless and just irresponsible.
Okay. Why do you think it happened?
Just people just wanted to do it, not really reasons what the people have been saying on the news. Just wanted to do it.
What do you think is the next step?
Well, basically what we're doing today is just getting the community back to how it was and making it look even better.
Thank you.
What are your opinions on the riots?
On the riots, I believe the riot occurred based on lack of communication, family values, the government. There's a lot to do with a lot of issues, but the main issue I believe is the family. How these young kids are brought up nowadays, you know what I mean? The government is taking the rights away from the families, so that brings that break down the barrier between the family, so that when the young people go out there, they think they're too big for their own boots, you know what I mean? And there's no one there to tell them as role models what to do. So they think they're role models themselves, so they lead as bad example. So what we need to do now is plant back a good seed and start fresh again, you know what I mean? You know, but it starts from the family, I reckon, yeah.
Okay, when you saw houses and properties,
to be honest, I felt that was going too far. The riot was far enough, but burn down people's houses and things like that, I felt that there was no heart in it. Like I feel as if like there's more evil in the world than good now. It's like even someone to even think of doing something like that made me have to think about my community and what I need to do in my community, because burning things down and things like that is just reckless. It's just out of the ordinary. It's just not normal. It's not humane. You know what I mean? So we need to talk to these young people and let them understand that we're not living for us. We're not living for you. We're living for us. You get me? And without that sort of mentality, selfish ways, the world will just fall apart. You get me? You can't think about yourself. You have to think about other people rather than yourself. You know what I mean? So seeing houses burn down and that, I was just disappointed. Me being a young person myself, like made me feel like disgusted. Like people looking at me away now because of you guys. You know what I mean? What they've done. You know what I mean? I'm getting judged for something that I didn't do. You know what I mean? 'Cause at the end of the day, we're different race and different colour, but they're saying the majority is black, which I don't think so. I think it was a multi-race, but we haven't gone past certain stages yet. You know what I mean? It's that we're going taking 10 step backwards and 10 step forwards and 100 step backwards. So really and truly, there's just a lot of things that needs to be sorted. You know what I mean? Like burning down housing, that is not right. It's not on at all.
What do you think the next steps are?
The next steps are what I think it should be. I think what should be happening right now is us finding out what the young people want, rather than putting it on them, telling them what to do all the time. You know what I mean? Let them be a part of decisions that's made around them, rather than people telling them what to do, because it says in the Bible, kids are having kids. So if kids are having kids right now, that means that they have the right to make decisions themselves. You know what I mean? If they're not a part, if they don't feel a part of society, that means they feel alienized. And if they feel alienized, that means that they could go down a road where anything could happen. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if I'm alienated, if I don't feel I'm a part of the community, what's going to happen is it's going to make me make up something of my own, or join something which I feel is rude to me, which isn't the right way. You know what I mean? So, you know, if that explains it. No, any other questions? Cool. Is it? No, any other questions? Cool.
Hi, and thanks for agreeing to the interview. What are your thoughts on the riots?
Madness.
Well, I thought it was pretty stupid. It's just a copycat of what happened in Tottenham.
Yeah.
I just think it's just kids just doing stupidness, like they just want to cause up madness in the community, but yet they're complaining that they've got no jobs, they've got nothing to do, it's all against the government and police, but yet they're going to do it to shops that they want to shop in.
Exactly.
So if they want to take it out on the police, then why didn't they go like police station or to the job centres? No, because they still want to get their money and stuff like that. So that's what I believe. I think they're just doing it just for the sake of it, really. They ain't doing nothing good. So,
it's not going to help us getting jobs now as well.
Not at all. Not at all.
Got to pay for this now as well.
Yeah, increases our taxes. You know, us taxpayers here, who have jobs.
Yeah.
You know, we've got the Olympics coming up here. They don't think about none of this.
Yeah.
So you know, I just think they need to sit down and be re-educated. I blame the parents, to be totally honest with you. They ain't been brought up; they've been slapped up. To be totally fair.
And why do you reckon the riots happened?
Just because I think it's boredom, and they just think, oh well, they got away with it in Tottenham, so we'll do it here, we'll do it there. You know, it's like a chain reaction. Yeah, it's like a chain reaction, and it's all like, why? What is the point? You know.
And lastly, and most crucially, what would you say the next steps are to sort this issue out?
They need to catch every single one of them people that did that and slam them hard. Don't give them 6 weeks, 2 days in jail. Give them a year, 2 years. Put them in a big woman prison. Don't put them in this youth offenders or pupil referrals. It ain't gonna do nothing. It's like a holiday camp.
Yeah.
To be totally fair, you know, they need to go in big people's prison.
Like
That's
cut their benefits or something. Like cut them back or something.
Fine their parents, everything. Just slam them hard.
Prison, serious penalties and
prison. You know, if their parents knew about it, because some parents may have known that they're out looting and doing all this stupidness, so the parents should get hit as well. All of that. That's me. I think it's gonna go in hard.
Thanks for your thoughts.
It's okay.
Cool.